Communist Manifesto is a seminal work that has influenced political thought and shaped the course of world history. First published in 1848, it laid out the basic tenets of communism and served as a call to arms for workers and revolutionaries across the globe. Among the 10 points outlined in the manifesto, one in particular has gained significant attention in recent years: the central bank. This point, along with the actions of the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, and their role in the creation of a central bank digital currency, CBDC, requires further exploration. Central banks are often seen as the guardians of a country's financial system. They are responsible for regulating the money supply, setting interest rates, and maintaining financial stability. However, according to the Communist Manifesto, central banks are tools of the ruling class, used to maintain the status quo and perpetuate the exploitation of the working class. This is because central banks are typically controlled by a small group of powerful individuals who have little accountability to the general public. One organization that has been at the forefront of central bank activity is the BIS. Established in 1930, the BIS is often referred to as the Central Bank of Central Banks, and is tasked with promoting financial stability and cooperation among its member banks. However, in recent years, the BIS has come under scrutiny for its role in global financial governance and its impact on the policies of member banks. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at 4YA Freedom for the latest updates and discussions on the world of finance. One of the most significant areas of BIS activity has been in the realm of digital currencies. The rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin has led many central banks to consider the creation of their own digital currencies, known as CBDCs. The BIS has been actively involved in this process, working on a project known as Icebreaker, to develop a digital currency called Unicoin. The creation of a CBDC like Unicoin would give central banks unprecedented control over the financial lives of individuals. Unlike cash, which can be used anonymously and outside of the traditional banking system, a CBDC would be fully traceable and subject to the whims of the central bank. This means that a central bank could modify, suspend, or even pause an individual's account for any number of reasons, including political dissent or non-compliance with government regulations. Critics of CBDCs argue that they represent a significant threat to individual privacy and autonomy. If central banks were to have complete control over digital currencies, it could lead to a situation where every financial transaction is subject to government scrutiny. This could have a chilling effect on free speech and other fundamental rights, as individuals would be forced to think twice before engaging in any activity that could be perceived as a threat to the government. Despite these concerns, the BIS and other central banks are pushing ahead with their plans to create CBDCs. In addition to Unicoin, other countries such as China and Sweden have already launched their own digital currencies. The European Central Bank, ECB, has also been exploring the possibility of a CBDC, and the US Federal Reserve is actively studying the issue. It is clear that the creation of CBDCs is a major priority for central banks around the world. However, it is important for policymakers and the public to carefully consider the potential consequences of these digital currencies. While CBDCs could provide benefits such as increased financial inclusion and reduced transaction costs, they could also represent a significant threat to individual freedom and privacy. We should be cautious about central banks and their role in perpetuating the status quo. The actions of the BIS and other central banks in creating CBDCs represent a significant development in global financial governance, and one that requires careful consideration from policymakers and the public. Ultimately, the decision of whether to adopt CBDCs should be based on a careful weighing of the potential benefits and risks, as well as a consideration of the values and principles that underlie a democratic society. As the world moves towards a more digitized and interconnected financial system, it is important that we maintain a vigilant eye on the actions of central banks and their impact on the lives of everyday individuals. The creation of CBDCs raises broader questions about the future of money and the nature of finance. Will digital currencies eventually replace physical cash? Will we see a move towards a more decentralized financial system? What role will technology play in shaping the future of finance? These are complex and multifaceted questions that will require input from a wide range of stakeholders. One thing is clear: the financial landscape is changing rapidly, and it is important for individuals to stay informed and engaged in the debate. Whether we are proponents or skeptics of CBDCs, we all have a stake in the future of finance and the direction that our financial system takes. By staying informed and participating in the conversation, we can ensure that the financial system of tomorrow reflects the values and principles that we hold dear. The actions of the BIS and other central banks in creating CBDCs represents a significant development in global financial governance. The rise of CBDCs raises important questions about individual privacy and autonomy, as well as broader questions about the future of money and the nature of finance. Ultimately, the decision to adopt CBDCs should be based on a careful weighing of the potential benefits and risks, and a consideration of the values and principles that underlie a democratic society. It is important for individuals to stay informed and engaged in the debate, and to ensure that the financial system of tomorrow reflects the values and principles that we hold dear. Please, comment, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at 4YA Freedom.